Have you connected your Power BI to an MCP server just like me? So if you have done that, today we're going to learn how to use Claude to actually create a very nice looking dashboard using Power BI, MCP, and Claude. Let me show you the dashboard you're going to be creating with this. So this is an AI dashboard. This one as well is actually an AI dashboard inside Microsoft Power BI. This one as well is another AI dashboard inside Microsoft, Power BI using Claude and connecting Claude to MCP. As you can see, it's 100% dynamic. And I'm going to show you how every single thing can be put together. If you have not seen how Claude works and how you can actually interact, with Claude with Power BI, this particular video will definitely open your eye, to actually do all of that. So this is every single thing all the interaction we have actually went through to actually have this particular, our dashboard created. All right, here comes the data set we're going to be using to actually have this, created. It's dirty, we have to clean it, and we don't have to do manual work. We can actually use Claude to do it for us. Oh, have you actually tried Claude in Excel? Maybe that video will be fun that day. Let us go ahead and take a look at how we can actually use, Claude now with Power BI and create something as beautiful as what you can see right in here right now. Are you ready? So before you actually go and start learning with me, try to actually get the data downloaded to your PC and let's get into it. Oh, sorry, please do not forget to subscribe. It's very, very important. And share. Your comment always turn me on to create more beautiful dashboards for you guys. So leave a comment, even though if you don't know what to say, just say thank you. Let's get into the class. This very data we are about to use for analysis is a telecom data that has a lot of cleaning to do before we can be able to use it. If you look at most of these columns here, they're not actually healthy. But do we have to do this manually when we have AI to assist us? Not at all. Okay, let me show you how many tools we have to plug together to have this done. The first one here is called VS Code. VS Code is actually your gateway to connect your Power BI to Claude, right? And this is 100% free. If you have not installed this VS Code before and you want to make a detailed video about it to connect your Power BI to VS Code to Claude, please let me know in the comments. So if you look at this one now, it has been installed already. The next is going to be we're having access to Claude right in here. And after we have gotten our Claude, you can use the free version. You don't need to pay for it. Then we have to make sure we load our data into Power BI. Can you see it now? So coming over here now, if I go over to Edit Query, I am going to open my data inside Power Query. Then we can take a look at the state of the data before we even start doing the transformation and the cleaning. So here comes the data. If I go ahead and open up this particular view, we have to turn on the column quality and as well this particular column profile here to read every single column. That is what it stands for. So you can see most of your columns are not healthy. Like this one now, empty is actually 4%. If we keep going, we have some couple of errors as well in some columns. So we have to fix all of them. So how do we do all of this without we touching it? It's very simple. So quickly, I love turning off this one once I've actually used it to check the health of my tables. So what I'm going to do right now is to go over to Claude. I always love to record. Can you kindly go into my model? I have actually open up a Power BI that contains the telecom data, and I want you to actually go ahead and clean the data and make it ready for analysis. So this is all I have to do. You can actually record your voice and it will transcribe it and it will be faster than you typing, right? Let us hit the enter key and see what Claude will do inside Power BI. If you are following up step by step, I believe yours might have been done by now. So let us go through it. For the first time, what Claude did, Claude actually connected to Power BI. So after it connects to Power BI, it went ahead to actually read the data. You understand? Now go to Power Query and actually clean the data. And over here you can see what Claude went through. And if we go all the way down, Claude has given us detail about what it had actually done. So right now, let us verify if Claude has successfully cleaned the data for us and transform it. So going back to Power Query right now. So here we hit Power Query over here. So inside Power Query, we can take a look at it. So we have a very small data. Do you know what you're going to do right now? Let us copy this particular data and drop it inside Excel to compare it with the data we actually brought in here. So it's very easy. Select any column of your choice and Control A to highlight all of the columns and all of the rows. The data is not really too much. So right click and see copy here, copy it. Now let us go to Excel, and right in here, we have to add a new sheet to it. So with this right now, we can paste in the data we brought in here. I'm going to convert it onto a table like this. So can you see it now? So look at this particular part here. This is where I want you to pay attention to. And let's go over to data volume MB. And here we go. Can you see it now? Over here. So let us go to amount. Look at how ugly the amount is with different characters mixed up with numbers. Let's go over to what Claude has done. Can you see? It has been properly transformed. All those unwanted characters has been removed. You understand? So let's go over to date area here. So we're going to go over to date area to see what Claude has done there. This particular date area is not consistent. There are slash, there are dots, there are, different formatting here. So let's go over to what Claude has done over here. Can you see? Claude has transformed it. So this particular one here is not a proper date. Claude has actually removed it, and that is what it is. So we have a clean data right now. What is next? That is the question you have to ask. You understand? So I am using a pro version. You don't need to have this pro version to get it done. With your free version, you can do it. So I'm using desktop version. So we have chat, we have co-work, we have code. So I'm using chat for this. So use chat because if you are using a free version, you might not see co-work and code. So just follow me up with chat and let's do it together. So now the next thing we have to do is to start building our dashboard. So for the first time, we want to actually add a date table. You understand? So let us record it right in here. I want you to create a date table for me using Calendar Auto and actually connect it to my main data. So go ahead and do that. So can you see how speedy it is right now to actually give, Claude prompts without you writing? It's faster. I don't know if that's efficient for you. You can follow it up. So if you feel like typing is actually what you love, then go ahead and do it. This is the prompt I've just actually, created. Claude said it is done and is trying to suggest the kind of measure we should create. I don't want to randomly create measures with Claude, so I am going to be very specific on what I want. So for now, let us check out what Claude has done for us. So we are here, we have to close this and apply it. So while we are in here, we have to check out the date. So we have the date here. So let us bring up. So Claude did not even format it at all. So I don't know. It's crazy. So we have to format it all by ourselves, right? But no problem. We don't need that. We're not interested in that. As soon as it is working, we're good to go. Let's go to relationship and see. Yes, of course, Claude has done that for us 100%. This is exactly what we want. All right. So what is next right now? Next is for me to actually say, okay, Claude, you know what? I want to actually create some couple of measures, but I know the kind of measures I want to create. Go ahead and do that for me. So let me just help Claude a little bit here. I'm just going to go over into this particular part and insert a table by going over to enter data. So this is where we're going to tell Claude to actually organize all the measures he's going to write for us. So come over here and just write this one to be DAX house. Try to remember this DAX house here and ask Claude to actually put all the measures written for you. All right, we have this right now. We are going to be starting with KPI first, and from those particular KPI, we can derive what we're going to use for our chart right in there. So let us go ahead and go to Claude right now. For the first time, you have to store your data. Let us go to the clean one. you have to study your data and ask the business, what do you need? So I already communicated with the business and I know what the business wants. So it would be very easy for me to tell Claude that this is what I want to have as calculations. So create the measure for me. So if you don't understand what the business wants or what your business wants, if that business is personal to you, then you need to do that, right? Make sure you understand it before you go to Claude. So let us go to Claude AI. So while we are here, we click on record again. I have created a particular table called DAX house. So for every single measures you're going to write, make sure this measure is actually being stored inside that particular table. So the first measure you're going to create for me is going to be net revenue. And I'm going to actually need you to create transactions, like total transactions, success rate, ARPU, and data delivered, reversed leakage, failure rate. Those are the compulsory measures. And those are going to be KPIs, right? Under the KPI, I want to have, out of the total revenue from what success, how many successful transaction, and out of transaction, how many customers actually made a particular transaction. So out of the successful rate, how many were failed, how many were reversed? You understand? Create a measure for that. And the next one is going to be the dropped call, the dropped attempt. Yeah, the dropped attempt. So create measures for that. So those are the basic measure we're going to create for now. So go ahead and actually do that for me. Can you see how swift it is for me to record my voice and allow Claude to transcribe it? And that will give you much more edge and make it even more faster than typing. So we have to run this right now and look at what Claude is going to do. So as this particular one is running now, we can go over to here and open up our DAX house and take a look at when we have DAX being populated inside our DAX house right here. So Claude is already working in the background. So as you can see, all our measures are ready. Can you see right now? So it went ahead and actually calculated the measure and give us the value here. Can you see everything right in here? This is exactly what we want. So let us take a look at it right in here. So we have this grouped inside folders. This is what you would have done manually. Right now, it has taken care of it without we needing to actually group them, individually. So what are we supposed to do? We have to start creating visuals, right? So let us try that now. Plenty times, Claude will not get it right. So this is where you come in as an analyst. Let us start from revenue and see how Claude created our revenue for us. So I'm going to shut this one down for the time being. I'll close up this one. Let's actually widen this particular one here right now. We can actually, make sure this one is hidden. Then we go over to our net revenue here and take a look at it. Okay, net revenue, this is how it is being calculated. I'm thinking, okay, first of all, this particular part here is too long. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do right now is to change my table name by coming over here and right in here, I can double click on it and just change it to telecom, like this. You understand? So that will actually get updated in all of my measures. Let's find out. That's beautiful. So now it is time to verify all the measures written for us. Now shorter than what it is before. So now if we look at this, I'm going to actually bring this up. So here comes, 4 million generated, right? Let us create a particular measure that will give me exactly what I want, that is much more better than what Claude has done for us. I told you, human brain still works better, right? Although AI will make it faster. So I'm going to call this one net revenue 2. So equals. So over here, I'm going to format mine to this. I'm going to actually, first of all, use the sum function to sum. So what am I summing? I'm going to actually sum the amount column, right? Over here. Amount column. So once I sum the amount column here, so what I need to do right now is to use calculate function over here. At the top, over here, I'm going to say calculate. So what are we calculating? I'm using the tab key to indent it. So we're calculating this particular amount, which is what Claude thought it has done over here. So I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to say, okay, you know what I want? I want only those particular status where we have success rate. Let me show you before we actually continue doing that. So over here, we have status here. So we have some successful, we have reversed, and we have failed. I don't want to include that, right? So if I go over here now and actually bring in all my failed and reversed one now, so you can see over here, I have some values right on them, but they are negative, right? So to be on the safer side, we have to calculate it the way I'm trying to right now. Let's find out. So going back over here now, we have to say the filter should actually be status. So where it is equals successful. So make sure this successful is 100% correct. Then hit your enter key and let's see what we're going to have right here. So I want to make sure both of them are giving us the full values, and I'll show you the difference between them now. None. So let's go over here and put it on none. So can you see it now? So if you want to see this better, let's go over here. I always love to prove, as in prove myself right or wrong, prove AI right or wrong. So in every single project I work on, I always take my time to verify every single details, every single values, even for my clients. So what I'm going to do right now is just to search for status over here. With the status over here now, I'm going to search for revenue. So my revenue should actually come from telecom here. Reversed, no. I'm going to need the actual revenue. Revenue, the one that amount, sorry, that is named amount here. So we'll bring in the amount into here. So we don't want it to be like this. We just have to turn this into a table. So once we have done this now, we can make sure we pop it up for you to see it better. So I'm going to use 15. Let's take this off. Take a look at this. Which one is more correct? So, no filter at all. If you want to verify if there is a filter, just hover over it and click over and just hover over here. There is no filter. There is no filter on this. So here we have AI. So over here, we have, human. So can you see it now? So if you look at what I have done now, over here, this is what AI created for us. If you're somebody who just believes in AI 100%, you're going to be thinking this is 100% right. And it is not. You need to understand how DAX work. You need to understand how to calculate with DAX. And this is what I created, the human creation here. And we actually verified it through this particular status here by dragging the actual column and creates a table. So this is what we call explicit. You understand? This is called explicit measure. So the explicit measure now has proven us right that the human one is much more correct than this one. Let us take a look at this one again. I have to emphasize this for you to not to believe on AI 100%. Sometimes take your time to verify every single information that you are getting from AI. So over here now, what AI does is just to like, okay, you want to actually sum the net revenue. Let me just sum up the column for you because it contains values, right? But my human brain just tells me, no, don't do that. So you have to always say your revenue are those ones that are successful 100%. So I actually came up and created this particular one here. I said, okay, I want to calculate my revenue and it has to be where I have successful. But mind you, if you want to make it speed up, beyond this, what you would have done is to tell it how your revenue should be calculated, right? So, which simply means we are still smarter than AI. That is what this particular part should actually tell you. Okay, we have verified this particular one right now. Which other one should you verify again? I'm going to look out for where you said subtitle. Do I have subtitle? So reverse leakage, net revenue. I'm thinking we don't have that. Okay, quickly we have to start building our KPI, and our KPI is going to be built on this particular one here, which simply means there is no point in keeping this very one here. So for this particular one, I'm going to turn it into a subtitle. Yeah, a subtitle. So I don't want to give this to AI. We can do it all by ourselves. Should we try that now? Okay, let's try it. So over here, I'm going to call this one sub. So let's do subtitle. Revenue. We're going to have more subtitles. So subtitle revenue. So to indent, you actually hold the shift key, the enter key to go down to the next line. To indent, you click the tab key if you're actually, new to this. So what I'm going to do right now is just to say from space concatenate. So over here, I'm going to use the format function here. So with the format function, I'm going to say, okay, successful. I'm thinking, how should I get this done? Okay, what we want to add over here now is transaction. So over here, I'm going to just say transaction. I have not verified if my transaction is correct. This is total transaction here. And I'm going to be using the successful one. Then once I've gotten this one now, we want to format this. That was why we use the format function over there. And we can actually go ahead and actually put in hash, hash comma 0. We close this and we just do this. So do we have to do that? No, we just have to just hit the enter key. So before we use the subtitle here, we just have to search for transaction and see how the transaction is being created. So we have total transaction here. This is all transaction. The count rows is your transaction. This particular one here is actually extracting only the successful one, which is 100% correct. That is good. So we can now be rest assured that this one is actually correct for 100%. So I want to actually use this one inside here. So right now what I'm going to do is just to come over to here and remove the two I have right in here because I only have one net revenue right now, which is okay. So we have to open up this particular format here, and from format, make sure this particular one is actually this very KPI here, which is this one. I'm thinking, what the heck is it? So this is the KPI card we want to use. Can you see? So we have converted it to a different KPI card. So right now we can actually use that. We have to bring this up. So we are going to use our subtitle, which we have just created, this particular one. So we have to scroll down and go to reference label, and we bring in our subtitle into there, over here. So if you look at it, it's not yet complete. We just have to go over here and do something. So what we're going to do right now is going to be concatenating something else into it. So the concatenation should actually be successful transaction. So we can actually do it in short form to make it shorter. So we hit enter key. That will give us something much more better than what we have right now. So once I've gotten this done now, we have to format this quickly. And the formatting is going to be very simple. We just come over here and turn off the title, right? So this is exactly what we want right now for the time being. So we want to have something like this. So let me show you better. Can you see what we have created? This is something that makes a lot of sense. This TXNS here is actually a short form of transaction. If your boss or the client will not understand this, please don't do it, right? So make sure you explain this better to whoever is going to actually use this, because that TXNS is confusing. You get it right now. So we have just created one KPI out of many right now. So the next thing we have to create right away is going to be what? It's going to be our actual transaction. So we already have it. We just have to go over here and search for transaction and bring it in. So which is the whole transaction, not the successful one. So we'll remove this particular one. We'll bring in our transaction. Here we go. We have it. So we want to actually create something just like what we have right in here right now for this particular one. So what comes to mind? What should come to your mind right now? Okay, let us look at how many transactions we've had. That is exactly what we have looked at right here, of course. We have gotten 4K transactions from how many customers? Instead of us to create multiple KPIs for this, we can actually add this inside one KPI, but make sure whatever you add under here right now actually tell story that is related to this particular part. You get it right now. So first of all, let us go ahead and take a look at our customers. So we just search for customers and look at how it is being calculated. So we just have to search for active. Do we have active? We don't have active. We don't have, okay, we have total customers. So here we go. We have total customers right in here. This is what we're going to use, total customers. So what we need to do right now, we are under transaction. I'm going to right click and create a new measure. So this is something I'm creating from my own brain without relying on AI. So AI has created the base, measures for us. So we have to make sure we build upon that. So I'm going to actually call this one status transaction, right? Equals. So what we're going to do over here now is to quickly use the format function. So with the format function here, we want to format our total customers, right? So with this, we have to format it and make sure we use hash, comma, 0 for the comma separator. And we do this. So we have to close this one. And over here, we concatenate it using the ampersand here with active customers. So can you see it now? So we hit our enter key. So we have just created this. The next thing now is for me to actually add it over here. Can you see how easy this could be? So if you don't know tasks, it's a problem, bro. You just have to make sure you learn it all by yourself. Don't rely on AI. So we are going to look for where it says subtitle for transaction now. Is my eye paining me? Subtitle transaction. Oh, we should have named it subtitle. That would have been easy for me to find it. So we have our subtitle transaction here. We drag it up to this particular part and it creates this particular one here for us. So we can actually decide to actually add this, which is going to be, so we make it to be from, then we add an ampersand here. All of those things I'm adding now, they have rules. You understand? If I do this now without adding a space, let us see what is going to happen right now. So you need to follow the rules. So let me drag it down over here. Let me just make it go this way. Can you see? From it's actually meshed together and even with this particular active customers right here. So now spacing here is important. This one is important. So please, if you know you are using AI 100%, don't work for clients. In fact, don't even work on your company's data. You have to come back and learn DAX, come back and learn data analysis without AI. Even if you have to use AI, learn the elementary, understand how it works first before you decide to actually start using AI. Otherwise, you're going to have wrong values. You get it right now? If you want to learn how to make money with data analytics, I have this particular course on Udemy that will be able to actually, teach you how to actually earn money, with your skill currently. So I'm going to show you all the ways I have actually, earned money through data analytics. And currently I'm still making money every single day using this particular skill, and you could be the one too if you follow every single teachings right in this particular course, so you can actually earn money as well. So just go ahead and click on the link in the description box. See you in the class. Because what we are interested in is actually from this particular numbers of customers here. So we have created under KPI already that we need to actually use. So I hope you have gotten the same exact thing I have gotten right in here. Okay, let us look at the success rate. So over here, we just have to search for success rate. So we already have it created for us. We just have to drop this over here and take off what we have in it and bring in our success rate over here. So here's our success rate is 80.9%. You understand? Let us see how it is being calculated. This is exactly what it is right in here. So the formatting is always my problem. I don't love the way it is being formatted. Before you start asking, or as soon as you have actually asked AI to create your DAX for you, tell it to do proper formatting. You get it right now. So I always love to format mine like this. And I love to bring this one down. And over here, I bring it down. You get it right now. So we can actually go ahead and highlight everything. Once you highlight everything, exclude the header, the tab key, we do proper indentation for you. So now this is actually correct. Successful transaction divided by the total transactions will give you the success rate, which is actually better. So now, what are we going to actually add over here that looks like what is being added in this particular part, in this very part here, that still sync with what we have right here, right now. So what is that? So we have to add failed and reversed. How many were failed and how many were reversed? Think about it. It's very simple. Let me show you how to do that. To get that done now, we just have to right click over here and create a new measure. It's a very basic measure. We don't have to use Claude for this. We can create it all by ourselves. We are trying to use AI and we're trying to actually apply our human knowledge into it, right? We don't have to relax. So over here, I'm going to just call this one under subtitle for success rates. So equals over here. And what we're going to do right now is just to do format. And the format now will format our failed transaction. We already have that created for us. So you need to verify every single measure that Claude did create for you and make sure they are correct 100% before you actually use it in another measure. So we just have to do here, we have to do ampersand, 0.0, close, sorry, hash key rather. So we close, we do concatenate here, and we call this one failed, right? Failed, we can do, let's do dash here, space, close, and we'll create an ampersand here. So what I can do right now is to actually, thinking, okay, let us copy everything from here. Once we copied, we just do shift enter into a new line. This concatenation, we actually join this one with it. So instead of us to actually have failed here, I'm going to have a reversed transaction, which is this particular one. You understand? So this one now, I wouldn't have it any longer. I'm just going to have this one closed, and over here we turn it to reversed. I'm not sure if it's correct. I don't know. Check it out. So once we have done this now, we just hit the enter key. So we have just done this without we disturbing Claude to actually get this done for us. And remember, if you're using free Claude and you are giving every task to Claude to do for you, the credit. Should we call it credit or message? Yeah, it's a message base, or you can call it credit base. So you can quickly run out of credit, even though if you're even using the paid version as well, it will affect you. So all you can do is to make sure whatever you can do on your own, do it and make sure you use your credit wisely. So now we have issues with the spacing. We have to come over here now and do this filled space, and over here space. How would you have known where the space should be and how to maintain it if you don't know your DAX? So try as much as you could to know your DAX. Now we have fixed it. So does this make any damn sense? I'm trying to look at it. Yeah. So let's do this. Yeah, everything showed up right now. So we have just created, under KPI right now. So let us create the next KPI. I'll copy the previous one. I'll actually go ahead and paste it down over here. And I'm going to remove this. And over here, I'm going to do ARP. So the ARP here is giving us some kind of issue. So first of all, what is ARP? ARP simply means average revenue per customer. So here, if we click on it, if you think your boss is going to be like, or the client is going to be like, what the heck do you mean by ARP? So, and you know for sure that he or she is going to check it out. What you can do now is simple. So let me show you what you can do. So I'm going to actually indent it properly to make sure we have proper indentation. So we just have to take this one down as well. So here we go. So over here, I'm going to just do 2 dashes. So ARPU means average revenue per customer. Can you see it now? Very easy for somebody to understand it. So right now, whenever you want to create average revenue per customer, you know what it is, right? Okay, now why is it not working? What is the problem? So over here is using subtitle revenue. Is Claude that doubts to do this? No. Let me tell you where this issue came from. This issue came from that particular net revenue that Claude created was referenced inside here. And later after all, we used it to actually create subtitle revenue. That was how it got changed over here. So what do we do right now? We have to take this off and we have to bring in our net revenue, and this will properly create what we want for us. I hope you get this now. Can you see what I'm talking about? So what do we do next? We have to take off this one, and we are left with this particular one. So we are expressing this in Naira. This is actually giving us 5,000, Naira in average. You get it right now. So I want to keep the consistency with something like this over here. I don't have anything upstairs to actually bring down to this particular place. So what will I do? It's actually very simple. Let's quickly go ahead and create a measure that will actually complement what we have done. So this measure here, we're going to call it AFVG. So equals. So we just have to do here, inside double quotes, we do AFVG for average revenue. So I'm going to put a slash customer. So we close this, we hit our enter key. So we're going to use this particular one right in here. Can you see how I'm doing this now? Click on this. So we locate our AVG and we drag it into here. So we just straighten it. We tick off this one. All right, if I've gotten this now, and that KPI to create is going to be data delivered. So we have to take off this particular one from here. And over here, we have to do data delivered. We just bring it in and we click over here to check what it has done for us. So over here, we are looking at data delivered. I would love to take this one down to properly format it. Proper indentation will make people to actually read this and understand what is going on. So highlight this particular portion here, tab key. If you don't understand DAX, there is no way you can do this. So if you're just getting started with DAX, please, I am begging you, use AI to learn. Don't use AI to write. Use AI to write once you are done learning and you understand what you're doing. That will actually pay you more than just getting started with AI and you don't know what is going on. Okay, now let us look at this and see if it is correct. If you look at it, what this particular formula is doing now is to actually sum up, because we don't have any measure sitting outside that had done this. I'm not really sure if we have any. So for that, what Claude has done here is 100% correct, but you have to understand the logic, specifically this particular value. Where is it coming from? You understand? So for the first time, Claude calculated all the data volume purchased and is only extracting the one that is successful, not failed and reversed. So after Claude had done that, so it added up all the successful transaction in MB, then divided it by 1024 to actually convert it into gig. Think about it. Do you get this right now? This is a very smart move. And that is what you have to understand behind the logic. So, which actually shows that we have it correctly. So you need to understand the column involved. This is the column over here. Can you see? Data volume MB right here. You understand? So for the failed one, we still have values for it. Can you see? Failed ones still has value. So while some failed one are null, right? So we just have to make sure we subtract the failed one out of it. So once we have gotten this done now, what we have to do is just to come over here, right click and create new measure. To have something beneath it, we just have to make sure we are consistent. So I'm going to just say data delivery, so equals. So what I'm going to have right in here right now will be paid data, I don't know. I'm just trying to be, very, very specific here. You can do what? Oh, sorry, my pet is bird. Sorry, it seems I'm tired. I've been working since yesterday. I'm a bit exhausted. Okay, if you're still watching, please, I'm begging you, share this. It's very important, and make sure you tell people to follow this particular account. Like, subscribe is very important. Please do that. Let us grow together. So I'm going to actually bring this over here now. And once I've done that, I'm going to take off this particular one. We have it already. So we have 2 more KPIs to go. You have to know how to create all this. So let us go ahead and actually go for the next one. The next one now is going to be the reversed, one, which is something very simple. So we just have to do reversed. I'm going to take off this one here. I will just do reversed leakage. So let's come over here. It seems, yeah, sure. So we have to understand this and why we are having error. So this is exactly what it is. So if you don't know your DAX, you can't know why you are having errors. So you better know your DAX very well. So the reason, number one, the reason why we are having error is that we are using subtitle here. So instead of the actual reversed transaction, so reversed, let me see, amount, that is reversed revenue or transaction. Let me see here, subtitle, reversed leakage, reversal leakage. Oh, this has to be based on revenue. So we have to do reverse revenue or net revenue rather, net revenue. So net revenue now, we're just going to take off this particular part. So what Claude has done here is fine, but there is a better way to actually have all of this created and make it much more understandable. -1 is trying to actually convert negative value to absolute value. Is fine, but we have a function for that. What if we use the function? This is what I'm telling you. Try to know your DAX. It's very important. So when you don't like what AI has generated for you, you can actually bring your own initiative into it. Should we try it now? Let's do it. So wipe off every single thing right in here and let's do it quickly. So the very first thing we have to do is just for we to say, okay, now we want to use the calculate function. So the calculate function, what will it do? It's going to actually help us calculate the net revenue right here. So with the net revenue right now, what we need to do is to say, okay, you know what? I want to calculate for only reversed. Only reversed. So where the status here is equals to reversed. We close. Can you see how easy it is right now? Let's see what it is. So let us go over to our Excel. If you have just few data as a learner, it's going to be very swift for you because you can easily come to Excel and verify something without you just base it on guessing. So this is it here. All reversed now are in negative values. Can you see them? They are all in negative values, right? So I don't know what, let's find out here. I don't know what Power BI has done that is making it not to return the negative values here, but I know for sure that what we would have done here is to use the absolute value to actually return that, but unfortunately, we are wrong. So I'm trying to do something. I want to show everything, all the values here. Let's go close, open it back again, call out here, we go over, we choose this one, come over here, so return none. So it wasn't on minus. So if it were on minus, what should we have done? You would have come over here now and ABS, right? Come over here, close, and hit the enter key. That is the formula that would have handled it to return absolute value. But for a precaution, should we use the word precaution? Is that correct? Is that good English? So for a precaution, we can still add it, leave it like this, and it will handle any negative value. But already, it has treated it. So I love verifying something a lot. So let's come over here and go to the actual data, telecom data here, and scroll to this particular end. Let's click over here. We still have it on minus, but it wasn't returning that. No problem. So we have actually, do our so-called precaution to handle it. So you know what I love? Adding something beneath here is very important. So how do we do that right now? So it's very simple. Let's go over here now and do new measure. So I'm thinking of something. If you're fast, write money returned to customers. Yes. So reverse, I'm going to say subtitle. So here is going to be money returned to customers. I'm thinking of this to be too long. Okay, let's make it refunded money. Yeah, shorter than what it were before. Always think outside the box, not inside the box. I don't know. I'm just trying to catch some cruise writing here to keep going. Don't forget to subscribe if you're still watching. It's very important. I'm going to drag this right now into here. And we turn this off. Okay, I think the last one has a little work to do. We have a little work to do on that one. So we're going to create for failed rate. So we take off this particular one here, and we just have to come over here and search for failed rate. We already have it here, and we have to check it out and see if what we have here is correct. So failed rate is 100% correct. The only problem I have right now is actually the indentation. So here we go. We have this, and I love something like this. So don't forget to save your work. It's very important. Otherwise, you will cry. Because if you lose your whole work after all this time practicing, damn it. So now we have the failed rate right in here. So what caused this failed rate? I'm thinking. Can you think with me? So what am I thinking about right now? I'm thinking about what I am going to actually have right here, just like what we have here and here. But this is not going to be just a text in quotes. No. But dropped attempt. Let's find out how we are going to create that. So this is what, what Claude did not create for us. So we have to actually do it by ourselves. So let's do it. So click on this one to identify where it is. We add it up to this particular part here, new measure. Okay, over here we call it subtitle. Failed rate equals. So quickly we just have to do format here. The format we now carry the failed transactions, right? The failed transaction. I'm thinking, failed transaction. Then we put a comma here, space, we do hashtag 0, we close this, and ampersand. Here we go. We just have to do dropped attempts. That is all. So we are done with our KPIs. Guys, we are done with our KPIs. So if you are still watching, that means you want to learn beyond what AI can do. You and I, we have actually used AI to clean and create our basic measures. And now we have just created some couple of measures that will actually, add more butter to our bread. Let's just bring this one in here, and let's go ahead and turn off this one. What the heck is going on? That is crazy. So we just have to put a space over here, hit the enter key, and let's see what we have. Beautiful. So do you know this particular part here can be avoided? We are having 0.0. That is crazy. What can we do? Take off this particular one and add hash and hit your enter key, and let us take a look at what it will return. Can you see that now? Then instead of you to add a dot here, you can actually add comma here and hit your enter key. Let us take a look at what we have right now. That dot is actually gone. So which means you can do it for this particular one, do it for this particular one here, and for every part you need it. So guys, gentlemen and ladies, ladies first. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just come to the conclusion of all the KPIs we want to add to our dashboard. This is good. Okay, now we have gotten this done. What is next? Okay, I just want to have, because we're going to be using AI to create our design, to actually have design inspiration. So I'm going to actually have this, all this, at this particular part here. Then we create our visuals. We now ask AI to actually arrange it for us. Then we come back to here and start. Would that be possible? My first time. I'm scared. Yes, it will. Let us start adding visual now. The first visual we're going to add is going to be month. So we need to actually get in the month in here. We have to go to our date table, which is this particular one. We bring in the month. The month here is on a shorter form. I love this. So we bring in successful calls, or revenue rather. Let us go by revenue. Successful revenue. That is net revenue. Net revenue. If you remember, our net revenue contains successful. That was why I said successful. Sorry for that. So we have this. Now we have this unaccounted for. Unaccounted for. So in real life, in real business, you have to account for this particular blank here. You get it right now. Although we're going to remove it later after all, but for now we're going to leave it. So we're going to actually ask Claude to do something about this. We can do that, but we want to test Claude if Claude can do it because we have done a lot, right? Okay, we have this right in here right now. We want to use a line chart, but if you look at it, January, February, March, April, May, June, oh, that is cool. So which means automatically Claude has actually, let us check it out. So if you click over here now, you go over to this particular part, it has been sorted automatically by Claude. Wow, smart AI. Okay, now we need to actually add another chart. This particular chart will be a donut chart like this very one here, right? So once we have added this one now, let us So now in this particular chart, it would be an ideal for we to actually add successful transaction. We add failed transaction. So again, we're going to actually add reversed transaction to this. Can you see it now? All right, so once we have done this now, we just have to do a quick cleanup for this one here. So we come over to the legend and we turn off the title and we can move this one to the bottom part, bottom center. Okay, what we're gonna do right now is just for we to say, fine, we have to duplicate this one and we have just done that. So on this particular one, I'm gonna take off this, take off this, take off this. I'm thinking, let's take off this one. From this one, take off this, take off this, take off this, take off this. This is what we have. So we're going to take off this one from here and push it to the top right in here. Then we come over here now. On this particular one here, we divide the KPI and we remove this particular one. So now on this one, we need to actually add a chart. And the chart we want to add right now should be channel. So for our channel, we right click and we add a new visual. So we just have to come over here and search for channel. So we bring in channel over here. So we're bringing successful revenue into channel. So once we bring this into a channel, we have to choose the chart we want to use. So here we go. We have this particular chart right in here. Then we come over here now. We're going to wipe off these particular ones from here. We don't need them again. So once we have wiped them off, we just right click and we add a new visual. So the first visual we have to add here should be another net revenue. We are going to show this one by region. Can you see how swift it is now? By region. So I don't want to use map. You can use map if that is what you want. So showing this by region looks much more better. Then I'm going to create a table right here. So let's see what the table is all about. We're going to create a table. What did I do? I just pasted something. No. I just want to create a visual, and this visual should be a table. So in this particular table here, we want to show our bundles. So bundle name here. So once we have this right in here, we have to bring in our transaction. So we search for transaction here. We bring in our total transaction. So we bring in our successful transaction, our failed transaction, and our reversed transaction. Then finally, we bring in the customers if need be, right? So one more important thing we have to bring in right now is the revenue we have generated from it. So we just have to bring net revenue right in here. So I'm thinking of something. Let me see how much we have refunded. That is reversal leakage. So bring in our reversal leakage into it as well. So you can see we have a lot right in here right now. So now what we can do to make sure this particular table looks better is always to come back to this particular part and rename all of this. So this is going to be bundle. So I would love to actually capitalize it. So we have to rename every single thing. So if you look at it right now, I have worked on this particular table right in here. So what I'm going to do right now is just to come over here, go over here, and now we go over to the value area. Let us turn the value into 13 and see what we have. That is beautiful. So the header, we have to change the header to have a bolder font. Beautiful. We have something that looks like this. So if need be, you can put a header on 11. Let's see. Okay, I think this looks a bit better. So we can now do this. So if we don't want the grand total, we can always turn it up. But for now, I think it's actually okay to be on it. So we have just actually tell much more detailed, stories. We are going to actually add one more, one more page. So we are going to rename all those pages later after all. So for now, what do we want to have in this particular page? We want to have insight and 2 other more charts, which is very important to explain exactly what is going on here. And after all, we're going to actually add insight into this that actually help the business to actually make smart decisions. And even if need be, we're going to add what is called dynamic insight and dynamic recommendation. How about that? Let me show you. So right click over here now and go ahead and do this. So once you have this over here, we just have to search for customer base. Customer base, do we have that? I'm thinking we just have to go back here and take a look at what it is that we need to use. Or we can go to the Excel. I'm thinking of customer segment. Yeah, so over here it's called customer segment. So we go quickly back here and we come back here. We just write segment. We bring it in. So in this particular segment, we are going to need I'm thinking. Let us bring in the transaction into here. You understand? And we think of how we can bring transaction with the percentage. I'm just trying to be smart here. So transaction. So here we go. We have transaction here. So if we want to make it to look better, I think showing it on a card will be much more better. You understand? So now we can write what is called percentage of grand total on this particular one. Percentage of grand total. And aside that, let me go over here. I want to see something. So what I'm going to do now is to bring in my region. So which simply means we're not going to use this particular table any longer. So let us use matrix. Matrix table works fine. So we come over here, we bring in our region into it. So for our region now, we don't want to actually have it across. We just want to bring the region to the customer segment here below it. So we can decide to collapse this and we have more information. So once we have this right now, we want to create percentage of grand total. Please be smart and pay attention over here. So we go into our DAX house here and create a new measure. So this percentage is going to be based on total transaction. So PGT, percentage of grand total, transaction. Everything is short, right? So you can always leave a comment like this. So this is going to be very easy for people to read to understand what PGTTRNS is all about. It's going to look like code, right? If you don't do this. Okay. Oh, sorry. Are you still watching me? Why don't you like this video? Why don't you leave a comment? What is stopping you? It's free. Please go ahead and press the like button, share if need be, and subscription is free. Please do it. Let's do it now. So we just have to come over here and just use the divide function. Over here, with the divide function, we have to divide our transaction here to the transaction, and we use the calculate function here. With the calculate function, we calculate our transaction again, total transactions, and we remove what? We are removing filter from our table. So our table is telecom. We remove filter from it. We close. We close finally. We hit our enter key. So you can see it's pretty basic, but you have to understand how all these functions get connected together. I'm not taking you basic Power BI DAX, so I'm just trying to help you create a project with what I think you have known already. So if need be, copy this to GPT, Claude, or any other AI to explain what is happening here for you. It's going to be very easy. So we just have to drag this into our table. And we convert this into a percentage. Let's see what's going on here. So if I go ahead and actually collapse everything now, 80%, 19%. So if we just drill down now, it's showing this based on every single levels right in here. So with this right away, what do we need to show again that will make it much more better, with more insight? So we want to show the money made, right? So this is not going to make sense, right? So let us go back here and we're just going to do percentage of share. Transaction. So transfer transaction. You get it now. So once we have done this, we just have to go ahead and do for revenue. So we just right click here and we have copied this one. So create a new measure and let us do this for the net revenue. So we just have to come over here now and do net revenue, net revenue. So revenue is short form, just like this. So you can change the comment here. It's not matching what we're doing right now. You can change it. So we just have to do percentage here. And right now we have to bring our net revenue for the first time, bring our net revenue and bring the percentage of net revenue into it. So can you see it now? Let us collapse this. Despite that this particular part prepared here has 80% of transaction share, so it's making just 54.9%, while this one is making postpaid is making 45%. You can see this gives more insight to, I don't know how to put this to you, but you need this, man. You need this. You need this. It's very important. So now we can just collapse everything and make it this way. Keep it somewhere around here. I think I'm going to be cool with just one table like this. You understand? So let's do something over here. Let's go straight up to this particular part now and come over here and crank up the volume to 14. Yeah, interesting. To 14. Then we want to go over to the header and do that to 13. Yep. And the row header here, we want to make sure is on this font. So can you see this now? So we're going to actually format it later after all, but for now, let us keep it at this. So if you look at it, we don't have any, KPI for this. We're just looking at displaying this. Is very important. All right, so we have done a very good job by creating all our visuals. So what is next? It is time for you to go to Claude and actually tell Claude to design all of this, right? So it is time to use AI again. We are using AI and human knowledge to actually have this done. So if your human knowledge is limited, is it limited or limitless? I don't know which English I should use. So which means if you don't have a lot of knowledge about Power BI and you think, now we are going to start from here. Let us actually go ahead and copy this, like take a screenshot. Windows Shift and S will give you access to take a screenshot without installing any third-party app. Take a screenshot like this, right? Let's go to Claude. So now we drop this inside Claude here. So let's take a screenshot of this one. We copy like this. We go over to Claude. Those are the two we want to use. We drop it right here in Claude. Now, this time around, Claude does not have the ability to come into Power BI and do this for us. So Claude is just going to actually go ahead and create inspiration that we can actually use and get this done. Remember, Claude with MCP cannot create visuals, cannot format your visuals, cannot even see your visuals. You get it right now. So let us record something. The screenshot I've shared with you is actually the dashboard I have created from the data set I have inside my telecom, data. So right now, I want you to actually go ahead and actually polish this particular dashboard, arrange the charts and create better KPIs, better charts for me. Don't change the figures, don't change anything. Just make sure you recreate the dashboard and make it look much more beautiful with minimalistic mode, right? So make sure the charts has some kind of icons and sorry, not the chart. The KPIs should have some icons, attached to it, and make sure the charts are well formatted and the color are complementing. So go ahead and create. So it has transcribed it. I'm going to run this. Now let us look at what Claude will come up with. This is how you get inspiration to work on Power BI. So if you're still watching, you might be interested in learning how to make money as a data analyst. I have a course that can teach you all of that. So the link is in the description box. Just go ahead and click on it and check it out and see how you can actually make money and different ways you can actually use to make money as a data analyst. If you look at it, Claude has created something for us. Let us take a look at it. I'm not sure if this is going to be okay, but we just have to open it up and see what it is that Claude has come up with. Oh my goodness. Let's see that. Let's see that. Calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. It's coming up gradually. Don't forget to subscribe. It's very important. Like, comment, share. Oh my goodness. We have this. It's crazy. So. What am I saying? Can you see what I'm talking about? You just better know how to do things yourself. So what Claude has done now, I don't like it. I don't in any way like it. What did I say? I don't in any way like it. Claude did not give us something better. We gave it two different, dashboards. We are supposed to have 2 pages. So which means if you have to get it right, you have to go back and forth to actually get it done. So this time around, where can we get inspiration to create a better, beautiful, and clean dashboard? I just want to show you how to fetch for inspiration. Let's get out from here. We are in Claude now. So what we're going to do is to actually give Claude another task while we go ahead and actually fetch a different ideas from another place. So what we're going to give Claude right now is to write insight and recommendation for us. So watch me do it. I want you to connect back to my data inside Power BI and take a look at it, all the KPIs I've created and the visuals I've shared with you. You would have actually gotten knowledge of what I have actually added as visuals and as KPIs. So now I want you to write insight, a dynamic insight that responds to filters or slicers, and as well give your recommendations. Those recommendations should be based on what the filter is actually showing on either of the charts or the cards, right? So it should be dynamic as well. So insight and recommendation, and make sure they are very well detailed, and it could be something that will help the management to grow the company. So go ahead and do that. So create a particular folder inside the DAX house and actually put in the insight you have actually created for me. So now we're going to run this. As this particular one is running in the background, we're going to go ahead and do what? Find inspiration. Let's do it. So we are here on a blank slate. What we need to do now is to search for dashboard inspiration. So I have my favorite website to go, that is dribble.com. You can go over there and get some couple of dashboard inspirations that you truly want. So here comes this particular website. So over here, you can search for any dashboard from any industry of your choice. So you mustn't pick a dashboard based on industry. I want you to look hard for designs that you like, that you can actually copy and improve. You get it right now. So just think of which design is going to be giving you what you want. So I think I love something as simple as this. So click on it if you like it. So you mustn't choose what I have actually picked. You can actually, pick a different one. But if you pick the one I've picked right now, it can actually help you to follow along step by step. So click back on it again to view it properly. So now we have something like this. I love the feel, minimalistic and all of that. So let us go ahead and Windows S. That is Windows Shift and S to take a screenshot of this very part right here. So once we have gotten this now, let us go Windows, search for Power BI. Sorry, PowerPoint, I said Power BI. search for PowerPoint. So once found, create a blank presentation and now paste this right here and duplicate it. So from the top one, we're gonna remove this particular one for the time being. Then go ahead and wipe off this one. Then we'll paste it back in. We make it, smaller, and we right click. We go over to format background here. From there, we click on this particular one. We take the eyedropper and we pick the background. So now we have gotten the same exact background now. You get it? So the KPIs, we have to go back here and count how many KPIs we have. So the VS Code is not compulsory to be opened. So I'm going to close my VS Code. So we go over to Power BI environment. Let us start from the page 1 here. So we have how many KPIs? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 different KPIs, right? That is beautiful. So what I'm going to do right now is to actually come over here. So I'm going to go over to Insert. From Insert, I'm going to click over Shape and click over here and just keep this somewhere around here and bring it all the way to this particular part. Then bring it down this way. So let me take a look at the items I have in it. Okay, those items, yeah, cool. So once I've gotten this here right now, I don't have the actual column I want to use over here. Let me go to the full screen. Okay, we can pick the color, this particular color here. How do we pick the color? So first of all, go to line, no line, come over to fill here, eyedropper, and let us pick this particular color here. So we have this particular color here. So now we're going to take off this one for the time being. Let's go over here and pick up this. So let's see if we can grab inspiration from what Claude did create. Not at all. No inspiration that can be gotten from here. You get it? No inspiration at all. No inspiration from here. I don't like it. So let's go back. So while we are here, make sure you know the numbers of KPIs that you have is just 4 KPIs. So we're going to randomly create it and make sure it fits into what we want. So I'm going to extend this one up. So now we have to decide on the color we want to have for this. Let's go over here now and pick the same color. So if we pick the same color, you can see it's not making sense, but you have to think outside the box on how to make it make sense. So click back over here now, and let's go over to this particular part that is under the effects. So let us go over to shadow and click over here and use this particular one that has offset to be at the top here. So can you see this now? A bit better. So once we have done this, we have to come over here, go to more colors, and we have to select a different variation. Click on OK. So can you see it's a bit different from what we have before. If we are not cool, click back on it, and this particular arrow should be moved up a little bit. You start feeling different between, this is the actual color of this one, and the new color now is this one. Click on OK. So now we have this. So if we've gotten this, let us go ahead and take off the shadow we have for it. Click over here and select none. So with none being selected, we still have it to be cool. So we're going to go with something like this. Let us try to duplicate this one into 4 different places and see. Okay, I think 4 is not bad. So what I'm going to do right now is just to make sure I make it a bit wider. So here we go. We have something that looks like this. So at the top here is our title, and we're going to have slicers here, and navigation will be part of it, right? So navigation will be part of it. So once I've gotten this done now, we can come over here and go over here, click on this one, do this. So, and pick this up and have it somewhere around here, right? Then once you have gotten that done, just click on this one, the darker one. Then let's go ahead and maybe let's try to use this one. It's not bad, but we want to make sure we have the darker version. We can actually use the darker version like this here and no line. So if this looks better, that is fine. But to me, I don't like it. You always try to, test different color. This color looks quite okay for now. So what I'm going to do is just to make sure I some kind of right click and group them together. Once grouped, we can duplicate it and have this over here. So once you have done that, move this one and make sure you have this particular white space here. So you hold your control key to select all of them. Then we go over here and distribute. And over here we align to the top. So we have something like this first. So can we use this now and see what we'll get? So for the first time, we just have to go ahead and some kind of export this. Export PNG. So I'm going to just say B1 for background one. Click on save, just this one. So if you look at it, I have Claude inside my PowerPoint and I have Claude inside Excel as well. So Claude is everywhere. You have to know that. Okay. Then let's go back. Now we have to click on this particular part, swipe this one to 0%, and let's go ahead and pick it up. Then, no, this is a client work. We just have to locate the file. Here we go. Okay, we have this. So we have to individually, adjust these particular ones here quickly and make it fit into what we truly want to have. So for the first time, we have to come over to card and select this. Once we have done that, we just have to go to border, turn it off, divider should be off, background should be off. You understand? I'm not sure if holding them together would actually work. It might not work. So we have to do it individual. I'm going to show you how to do this one. And behind the scene, I'm going to do the rest. So click over multiple card here. And let's quickly go over to here and turn off the background. Do we have that? Do we have to do that? Okay, we have to go over to reference here. On the reference, we scroll the way down. We have to make sure I'm looking for the background here. Where could it be? I think it should be under the layout here. Yeah, turn off the background. So we have turned off the background, which is this particular background we have right in here. We have turned it off, right? I always love to do this to open it up and to close every single thing for me. I'll start all over again. So over here, you turn off the background you have right in here. So now you have something that looks like this. So quickly we go to the card, call out. And once we are here, we go over to the value. We bring the value to this color, very bright, right? So this has to be shifted to this particular part. So we might end up, keeping it like this and look for how we can manage the icons that will come if we truly want to have some couple of icons on it. So we can just try to look at if this one will feel all right. Then once we have done that, we scroll all the way down, we go to label. We just have to go to the value area. We select this particular one. Can you see it now? So you might want to crank it up a little bit. So that means it's going to be on 14. So please remember this. It's on 14. Every other one should be on 14 as well. So once you have done that now, the next thing we have to do is to go over to this reference label. Once we're here, we scroll all the way down. We go to the value. So for the reference label, we keep it at something like this. So how about this? This is what we have done. Can you see it now? So we'll keep it somewhere around here. So this is what you're going to do to actually make sure you some kind of format every part of it. So if you look at it, we have some cutoff. So which means we have to extend it this way. So for that, we're going to take off icon. We don't want to go with icons. So let us just make it like this for now. So once you have done that, you have to do for this and do for this. So I'll do that behind the scene. go ahead and do the same exact thing I've done right in here. I believe you must have gotten into this particular end, right? So let me help you fix something here. So we're going to come over here now and highlight everything, right click and ungroup them. So once we have done that, we're going to actually make sure we take this one and move it over to this particular part. So to make sure we make it make sense, we just have to do for this particular one as well. Can you see? Do for this particular one. Then do for this particular one as well. So make sure there are no grouping between them. Ungroup. So once we ungroup, we have to highlight again. And okay, no, we don't have to do that. Just highlight this particular one. This one here. What the heck is going on? Oh, ungroup. So we have to individually ungroup them. That is what the system is saying. So we can't ungroup them in group. So we have to individually ungroup them. Right click, go over here and ungroup. So once we have done that, we have to click on this, hold your control key, select. So come over to shape format here, go to align and align bottom. So that will give us equal, alignment for all of them. So once we have done this now, the next thing we have to do is to make sure we add some icons. So to get that done, we have to come over here, revenue, transactions, successful rate, and average revenue per, Okay, I'm thinking of something. All right, let's go back here now. We click over insert and click over icon. You can get free icons from here to be used. So this actually beautifies your dashboard. It does not add or subtract from the values. It's just to make sure you have a very clean dashboard. So let us make it load first. So now we can come here and search for trend. When you search for trend over here, you can see different trend lines that are actually here and charts. So pick any one. Let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. If you don't like any of them again, cancel this. You already have two selected over here. So we are creating for percentage as well. You can just take a look at all those ones here and pick from them. We need 4. We have 1 to go. So you can manually just scroll down to search for any icon that will actually support what you are creating and pick it up. So I'm going to scroll down. Just take my time to scroll down here. I think that is all. So all I have to do now is to randomly pick anyone from the groups of those ones here. I don't know, maybe we can go with any of these. So I'm just using this for example. So I have them coming in now. Don't forget to like, please. If you're still watching, your like is very important. So click on the like button. And over here, I'm going to actually go ahead and separate this one here, right? So make sure this one here is reduced. And I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. I'm going to reduce it again. So once I'm very satisfied with this particular one, let us look at it. That is 0.51 for all of them. So hold your control key, select them, and do here 0.51. Then we do the same thing. So automatically it has been fitted into it. So let us pick this one here and have it right here. Pick this one here and have it right in here, and pick this one and have it right in here. So now we have to make our choice for colors. So hold your control key and come over here and pick up this very color. We have to make it much more brighter. Let's go with this one. Okay, now this looks okay. So if you don't have access to this particular icons here, this is what you can do. Go over to the internet and search for this website called Flat Icon. So they have free icons for you. Click on flaticon.com and you're going to see different icons. Search for anyone that will actually, match what you want to create and pick it up. So I wouldn't wait to actually start searching. This is the search box. It's very simple. Go ahead and use it. So once we have gotten this done now, we're good to go. So let me come over here again and take a look at how many charts I have. 1, 2, 3. So 3 charts. So we go back over here again. This time around, we have to take either of this, duplicate it, and bring it over here. So I'm going to widen it to this level and widen this particular one here. So keep this over here. Can you see it now? So once you have done that, we just have to duplicate this one and keep this over here. Then reduce this one to be right here. Take a look at your chart and see how your chart should fit in. So we have to reduce this one a bit. Then while this one should be like this here, and we duplicate this one, we keep it somewhere around here. Okay. So next is for we to hold our control key and select them both. Let's come over here and distribute horizontally, then distribute vertically. It's not important, so we just have to just align top so that we can actually, size them very well. So on this particular one and on this one, okay, on this one and on this one, I'm going to turn them to white. Then come over here and select outline here. Once you have selected the outline, select here and choose this very color. So let us be done with one. The outline color, let's go with this. Okay, that is cool. If you like the outline color like this, it's good to go. If you don't like it, always change the color until it matches what you want. So I want the way the outline is now. So come over here and select this particular format painter, drop it on this one, so you have something like this. Can you see how beautiful this looks now? Don't forget to save your work, it's very important. Let's go ahead and save it to where we have this file right on. Just leave it at presentation, click on OK. So now we have to re-export this out. Click on export, click over here, then select the same PNG, and we go back to where it is. So over here, we click on OK, just this one. So once we have done that, we head up back to here, and now we have to bring in the new one. So click over here and select this one, and let's go ahead and bring it in. So once we have this here now, what I normally do is just to come over to here, selection. If you can't see a selection, click over here. You're going to find selection here, turn it on. And over here on selection, I'm going to turn off this one and turn off this particular one. I'll focus on just one. So for that, just go ahead and have this one hidden. So over here now, we have to select. So I think Claude would have done what we asked for now. Let's go over to Claude. Let's come over to Claude here. And we have insights added for us now. Dynamic insight, dynamic recommendation. So it's going to be a lot of, measure. Before AI, I used to do this. I have to sit down for hours, trying to get this particular, work that Claude has done for me right now done. You understand? So it's not more like that. So click over recommendation here. The recommendation as well is dynamic, right? So we have one more work to give to Claude. And what is that work? If you look at here, now, this particular part here, let me highlight it so that you can see it better. Okay, before then, let me quickly clean up this particular table. Then it will be very clear for you to see how you can actually use Claude to tell the story. So we go over to the y-axis, we turn off the title, we turn off the value, right? So go over to the x-axis here and turn off the title for the x-axis. Now we can have a focus. So if you look at it, we have this particular part that is blank. So what we're going to do right now is to actually, copy this now. Let us head up to Claude. Okay, if you look at it now, my Claude credit has finished. So we're going to do this one once once Claude is back. So you have reached out, we have reached your 5 hours limit. It resets by 10 p.m. So this time is 11:52, which is just 1 hour plus. So this happens, this is actually going to be quicker because I'm using a premium version. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you look at it now, I'm using a pro version here. So if you're using a pro version, you are going to have your credit to reset quicker than when you are using a free version. So if you have this particular situation, don't worry, just stay calm. So we have to do our editing and do all our work. And after all, once Claude is back, I'm going to fix it up for you and show you how to actually, make sense with this particular part, because you don't have to just remove this without telling them why you have removed it, right? Okay, we have this over here now. I'm going to rearrange it. So widen it. So you have two choices, either to use a line chart or to leave it this way. Let us try a line chart here. Sometimes I love to use a line chart, sometimes I love this, and sometimes it depends on what my client wants to see. So I'm going to go with a line chart. So with my line chart, I have to make sure I polish it to make it look better than what I have right now. So go over here and click over, not here, go down, go down, go down, go down, click over here and use a smooth line. So I love smooth line. And quickly, I want the business to know where we have, growth and where we don't have. So we can always mark that particular part. And I believe I've shown this in one of my videos. So it's going to be your assignment. Please do that. So if you look at it right now, over here, we have growth. So we can actually use green for growth. So which means here we actually have growth. And if you look at this particular part now, this is where we have depth. So you can actually use red for depth. Over here we have, depth. Can you see it now? So there is a way you can actually, write a particular DAX that will highlight that particular point for you. If you want to know how to do it, watch my previous videos. And you're still watching, I want to say thank you. Please do me a favor to subscribe. Okay, what I'm going to do right now is just for me to some kind of say, okay, I have my line chart right now. On this particular line chart, what should be my title? So over here, click on it, and let's come over to this particular part over here, and the title should be revenue trend. Revenue trend. So I'm going to take off net revenue from it. So just revenue trend, and we have what we call subtitle. So we go over to subtitle, turn it on, and over here we open up the subtitle, and over here we're going to have to do successful collection. By month. So we have to crank it up a bit. Can you see it now? Crank it up. I can leave it on italic. So here we go. We have something like this. So now we have to make our choice of the color we want to use to actually get this done. So quickly we can go all the way back here, and I want to actually use this particular color. So I can copy the color code from here. Can you see the time it takes me to actually get it done? So if you're practicing, you might actually be, slower than what I'm doing right now. No problem. Take your time to make sure you understand everything. So we go over to where it says color. We choose color. We come over here and we paste in the color code we have copied. So we have something that looks just like this, right? Okay. So once we have done that, we are going to have a little, insight here that shows the percentage of this, and maybe probably say a reason or whatsoever, maybe give a recommendation that will be here that will actually support, the teams. Or we can actually make sure it actually comes beneath it here, whichever one we feel like is cool. So we're going to add that. So once Claude resumes by 1 something p.m., then we're going to do that together. So we have to go all the way back to here now and turn on this particular one here. So once this one is turned on, turn this back off, and let us go with this one. So what I'm going to do right now is going to be some kind of very important. So let's go ahead and say, okay, now for the data value here, we want to turn it off. Then quickly we just go over here and turn off this particular one. So once we have done that for the legend, we're going to turn it off. So maybe by now it's not making sense to you. Don't worry. I don't want to actually make sense to anybody. You understand? So let us search for one particular measure over here to see if we have it. So that measure should be called success rate. We have our success rate here. We bring it in. So let's take it off. It's not going to go in there. So we bring in our success rate in here. That is beautiful. Success rate is here. So this success rate is going to be a repetition of what we have right in here, but no problem. We still want to put the eye of people on it. So what we're going to do right now is just for we to some kind of add a title to this. Please watch this, is very important. So come over here to title, and over here we're going to actually add this transaction outcome. Then we go to the subtitle and add a subtitle that gives more detail to it. So your titles and subtitle are very important. It gives people, so we're going to say share of all attempts. I don't know if I'm right. What if the heck is wrong? Okay, fine. So we can increase this. I love italic. So we can just make sure this one. So we go over to our title itself. What did I do? It's Ctrl Z. I don't want to have background for the title. So here is our title. So the subtitle, I want to go back and reduce the subtitle a little bit. And the subtitle shouldn't overshadow the actual title itself. So we select a particular color that will be fainted a little bit inside the background. Can you see what I've done now? So with this, I'm going to take this one here, like this. So this over here, I want to make sure I work with it. So what I'm going to do now is going to be me selecting a particular color that we actually match this background color we have right in here. So if you're good, at color, you can actually do it here and select the successful right here. Click over here and let's choose this very color that matches this particular color. So we are actually still complementing the color we have on our dashboard. So once we have done that, we click on this one and we change the color to match it like this. So how about this? More brighter, right? This is what you need to do. So now if we turn on this particular, category label here, we have to make sure we give it the color that will actually show it like this. I love it the way it is right now. Can you see it now? So do you know something is happening now? Can you guess what that is? So, sorry, I just moved this one unknowingly. So what is happening now is this. Let me just highlight this particular portion and move it. So the share is now really cool. So what we can do right now is to come over here, click over here, and we select from here. If you hover over it, it's giving us success. And if you want to see how many measures are in here, you can actually go ahead and see. When you click, you see this one here. So which means you have to bring this one into here for the first time. And once you have done that, you can actually keep it over here. So we can bring in failed transaction, bring it into here. So we bring over here reversed transaction, we bring it, no, not there. We bring it over here. But there is something I want to do. So if you look at what we have done here right now, this is going to work well. We have this one, we have this one, we have this one as well. So we want to make sure we actually connect it with the percentage. So how do we come up with this? So should we tell Claude to do this for us? Not at all. Let us use our human brain to get this done. It's very simple. So quickly, let's do this. So if you remembered, we have this particular successful rate here, and we have failed rate or reversal rate right in here. This is what we're going to use. Let us right click over here and create new measure, and let me show you how to actually have this created. So for the very first time, what we're going to do is this. We're going to just say success rate for S, for success rate. So we have what to call variable, right? So var to store in what we want. So over here, I'm going to store in my success rate, SR for success rate equals. So here is going to be success rate. So over here, and I'm going to go over here now and store in my actual successful transaction. So under variable again, so it's going to be ST for successful transaction. So transaction, which is the one that is successful, we have this. So once you have done this right now, the next thing you have to do is to make sure you actually say return. Under return here, we're going to do this once and copy it and paste and actually make just few changes, and it will give us exactly what we truly want. So under return here, we just have to say format. The format is going to be underscore here, transaction, comma, inside here we do hash, comma, hash, hash, we close this, we do this, and we can decide to do here, inside here, we're gonna do here, space, space, close this, and we do under format again. This format is gonna be formatting this one, and this one is a percentage. We now have to do, comma here, and it's gonna be 0.0. If we want one decimal number, percent, we close this right now. And once we hit our enter key, we have gotten exactly what we want to use. You understand? So now this is going to be the success rate we are looking forward to seeing. So click on this one right now and let us remove what we have right in here from here and replace this with this particular one. So can you see what we have right now? This is exactly what we want to create. So we have just created this. We just have to click on this one now, copy, and right click over here and create new measure. So you can see it's going to be very swift for us to actually have this done without wasting much of our time. You understand? So paste it over here now. So we just have to write failed rates, failed rate. So failed transaction. So here is going to be, so if you want to change all the S at once, could that be possible? So that would have been possible. Yeah, with this particular underscore here, what I'll do is going to be Control Shift and L. That will highlight everywhere we have S for you. So we just use failed F. Can you see now? Can you see how easy it is? So once you have done that, you just have to just put an F here. So hit the enter key. That is all you have to do to actually correct this, and it will actually match it to all the failed, transactions. So we come over here now and we select this. So this is what you would have been going back and forth to tell Claude to do for you. So instead of that, just still refresh your memory and bring back this particular knowledge and use it. So we keep this over here. You have this, right? So we have to do for this particular one here. So right click and let's go with new measure. So this one now is for reversed, transaction, which is going to be very simple as well if you know what I've just done previously. So paste this over here now. So select this area and do Ctrl Shift L and R. So over here I'm going to put an R. So, whatever, just leave it this way. So here we're going to have to do here, just select reversed transaction. No, reversed rate rather. Reversal rate is what is being called. So here is going to be reverse transactions. So can you see what we have done now? So this will definitely make what we're about to do to look much more, matured than just, doing something basic. When it comes to analyzing data for myself, my client, or my company, I always love to go extra mile to get things done without making it too basic. Because if I'm too basic, they can easily find somebody a bit better than me to replace me. So for that, I wouldn't take that chance, and throw it away. So what I'm going to do right now is just to come over. So now that we've gotten this now, I'm thinking of coming over to here. So I can do this over inside my Power BI environment. So what I'm going to do right now is time to take a screenshot of the whole thing we have done here. So just take a screenshot of this particular part. This will do it better. So let's go over to here. And now we contribute to paste it. Once pasted now, we can come over here. And we go over to insert. We go to shape. We go to circle here. We just drop a little circle like this. You understand? So no outline. We select the color. This one will mean this. So we drop on that one. We drop on that one again. So we move this one up. Once we've done this, we select and we come over here. We distribute this one vertically. You understand? So you align this one to the right-hand corner. Can you see what I've done now? So click on this particular one here and select this. Select and select this particular one. Click on this one, select this, and select this very one. You see this now? Beautiful. So that is the legend that we've created on our own. Once we have done that now, always save your work. And let's come over here and export this. Click over here and replace the previous one. So just click on this one to have it replaced. Click over here and just this one here. Then once you have done that, let's get back here now and make it quicker. So don't select any visuals, just click over here and this is it. Can you see it now? Better. So now we have this. What we can do now is just to go over to insert here and make sure we create text for our legend. So over here, we just have to do successful transaction. I'm thinking, how can we name this? How can we name this better? So we just name this one to successful. Successful. So highlight it and go over here. Let's go with 14. Not bad. Reduce it and keep it somewhere around here. You understand? So we just have to go straight up to this particular part and we Ctrl A, we change the color. So the color must not match the color of our legend. It could be something like this. So select this one, Ctrl C, Ctrl V to paste, and keep this over here. Ctrl V to paste again, and keep this particular one over here. Can you see it now? So make sure this one, you change it to actually match what it is. That is failed. So this one now should be reversed. I don't know if I get that right. So what do we do now? Next is for you to come over here now. This is success rate, no background for it. So we come over to here, no this one. We come over to here now. We just make sure we put this at 15 and C. So beautiful for now. So if I just go ahead and keep it over here. I have to change the color to match what I want. So can you see it now? You can come over here now and just apply this. Can you see? So you have to know what this one is. You get it now. So to know what it is right now, if you have forgotten what it is, just come over here. This is the failed one. So you have to go ahead and make it this way. So always click on over here to verify. Yeah, it's failed. Can you see that? So once you're verified, you can bring it up to this particular part here. So now click on this one and apply the same thing to this particular one. You can see I take my time to actually have this done. Please take your time to like this video and share, please. It's very important. Let it go far to help others. So watch it. This is beyond basic already. This is beyond creating something basic. Can you see what we have done now? This is what I'm talking about. Let's quickly go over here. So go over here now and turn on the last one. So have it hidden again. So we have to work on this. So quickly, we just have to go to the x-axis and turn off the title. Go over to the y-axis and turn off the title and as well the value. So here we go. We have this to sit well right in here. So make it sit tightly and go over to here, turn off this one. So once you have done this now, we just have to make sure we work on the title and the subtitle. So let's just call this one channel mix, right? So once we have done that now, we go down. For the subtitle, we make it much more interesting to look at. So this is going to be revenue by acquisition. I don't know. Let's do this. You can just go ahead and leave this on italic. So don't forget our color for this to make it look better. We go over to color, the color from the column, select this very color here. Can you see it now? Then you have to bring in the data label. It's very important. Data label over here. So can you see it now? So check it out. Look at what we have done. Something much more beautiful. You see this now? All right, so we have to actually give our dashboard a name. So for our dashboard name, we just have to, we can actually bring any one of those ones, copy and paste. So bring it all over here. If you're working for a company, you need to have a company logo. So in my own case, this particular company is MCP Connector. Telecom. So that is the title. That is the company I'm working for now. That is the company we, like, let me use the word we. we are working for now. So we're gonna fit this one right in here. So I'm gonna make sure I highlight this particular portion, come over here and select something like this, and select this particular portion, and come over here and select something brighter. So once I've done that, I'm gonna copy this very one here. So this is what can make your dashboard to stand out. Please watch this particular part carefully. So over here, we're going to type in revenue performance. Dashboard. So I'm going to actually go ahead and reduce the size to 14. So I love this, is my favorite font for something like this. We can choose 16. Okay, so once we have this now, we can just bring it down. So to use the arrow, just do this. So here we go. We have something like this. So we need to actually add some couple of slicers to filter this dashboard. And if you know what Power BI does, it's actually going to work with the visual, filter as well. But there are some times we need to actually add some other slicers. So what slicers are we looking at? We are going to be adding slicer for status. So we go over here, we click on this. So we bring status here as a slicer. So keep it over here. And quickly we turn this into a slicer. Go over here and choose this normal slicer is what I want to use. So once we have done that, click over here, go over to here and choose this particular tile. No. I want to use drop down. Drop down will be fine for me. So use drop down. So once we use drop down, the next thing I have to do now is to come over here and take off the background. Go back again. And now there is no background on it. So if you select, this is what you have. So over here, we just have to go for the header and we make sure we select the header like this. So which means we can actually resize this to make sure it fits well. So if anything is selected here, reversed, it's going to affect, can you see? Failed. You understand? Status here. Can you see? Can you see? This is what it is. So, but the problem is this, if we select something here, over here, you can see it's not really cool. We can't see what is being selected. So what can we do? We have to go into the text, go to value, and now change it to white. So it's now showing up, but the problem now, if we do this, we can't see it again. So what can we do now? We can go over here and copy this exact color from here by clicking over more colors. You can copy the color code from here. So this is going to make it make sense. Go back here. And now we click over here. Let's go over to value, scroll down, click over here, and paste it in here. So right now, let us open it up. No, it does not work. What the heck is wrong? Click over here, drop this. So it should work now. So can you see now? When you click, you have something that looks like this. So we have to create other slicers. So paste, copy and paste, move this particular one and keep it somewhere around here. So with this particular one here, we can put channel. So click over here and select channel. So automatically it has changed. Can you see it now? So we can put slicer for region as well. So we select here to filter by region, select region. Finally, we can put slicer for product. So all those are very important. So keep it over here, click over here and change it to product. So this is everything we really want to have now. So we have everything that should be there. So what you can do now is to click click by holding your control key and come over to format, go up to align and align button. So that will give you proper alignment right in here. So if need be, you can hold your control key, go over to the same format again and distribute horizontally. You understand? So that gives you equal size with this particular part right in here. So can you see what we have done together? So how easy do you think this will be? This particular part is something you have to take care of as well. So should we do this together? So if we have to do this together, to create for this one is very, very simple. So count how many KPIs we have here. 3 KPIs, 1 chart and 1 table. So let us quickly go over here and click on this particular one and have it duplicated. And if you look at this particular one now, the only thing we take from here is actually the background we have used. So it's an inspiration. You get it right now. So no problem. So, and again, the color we have used from it, right? So let us focus on this particular one. Right here, we just need 3 of them. So I'm going to cancel just this one for now. So we cancel this one. So we have this, we have this, we have this. So what I'm going to do now is just to come over to shape format and distribute horizontally. So if you look at it now, this one here is not part of it. They had been disconnected, so we right click and make sure we have them grouped first. So group this particular one as well, group this one, and right click over here, we have it grouped. So right click over here and have them grouped. So grouped. So now you can hold your control key and do distribute horizontally. So you now have this grouping now. I'm thinking of something. To me, this grouping is not fine. I'm going to actually go ahead and just move it this way or move it this particular way. I'm thinking. Which one favors me better? Moving it this way and moving this one this way. Yeah, this corner looks perfectly okay. I'm going to use this particular corner. You get it right now. So hold your control key and make sure you have proper distribution. So we come over here now, we distribute vertically, and we distribute horizontally. You get it now. So I'm going to take off this particular one from here, right? So I'm going to actually fill this one up to this level here, while this one is being filled up to this particular part. Can you see it now? Filled up to this particular part. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I have. Okay, I think this will make sense, a lot of sense. So we just have to close this gap a little bit here. So once we have done this now, we are almost good to go. The next thing I'm going to do now is just to make sure I go over here and click on this one and select, oh, sorry. I should have clicked on this one first. Click on this one. Oh, no, what did I do? Oh, sorry, click on this one. Sometime, I don't know, maybe I'm so tired. So the way, yeah, we can go with this. For the outline, we want to say no outline. So this is exactly what we have right now. So can you see this? So we have just created a different, card for our work or background for our work now. What we can do is just to go over here and go to over here quickly. Don't click on any of the visuals, otherwise you wouldn't see the canvas this thing here. So click out and return this one to 0%. Let's go pick up the second one. So here we go. So automatically this one will be switched. So let us focus on this one first. We have to, I believe you must have done this as well. So if you look at it behind the scene, I have actually added this particular part and you should have actually done it. So what is next right now is to fix this particular part, swap this one and move this particular table from where it is right now into this very part here. So our table should be here, right? So this particular one now, we have to make sure is sitting right in here. And let's go ahead and keep this over here and keep this right here. So we have to clean up this one, the X and the Y axis. So For the x-axis, we turn off the value and as well the title. So once we have done that, we just have to go for what? Go for the bars. And for the bars, we already have our choice of color. We go with this one. So next again is quickly, we have to turn on the data label for it. You get it? So if you want to show the value, you have to come over here. There are other formattings you can do, but I'm not going to show that up right here. You can actually, think about that. So I have other videos that have thought about, different formatting you can do for the values rate to be much more dynamic. So if you look at it, the Port Harcourt here is being cut off. So what can you do? Let's go to our y-axis. So make sure you swap this one, 50%. Okay. This particular part is we're going to have a slicer on it. Before then, let us quickly touch our table. And for the very first time, we just have to go again back here. So click on this and make sure you copy its color. We need it. Copy the color from here and let's do this. So we go back to Power BI environment and we go over to value area. And from value area, what we're going to do right now is to make sure we click on background and we paste in this actual color. The alternate background, we choose the same color. Can you see it now? Then we now choose a brighter white color over here. Alternate text, we choose and that color that is not that bright. So can you see how it complements? Beautiful. So once you have done this now, the next thing we have to do is to go over to grade here. So you might want to open the grade up. You can put it at 10. Can you see now? So once I've done that, the color of the grade can be changed to this very color. Can you see how it is now? So we now have this, which is not really bad at all. Then next again is going to be, we're working on our title. So totals, we come over here, we choose this, and we choose this color. We can choose the brighter color for it, if need be. So here we go, we'll make it stand out. So once you have done this now, we are not yet done. If you look at it, we have, go to grid, scroll the way down, go to border, and you have this color here. Do you want to keep it or not? If you want to keep it, fine. If you don't want, you can actually choose a different color. You can go with this particular color here. Can you see it now? So our table is taking shape. So next again is for we to go over to where? Go over to the column header. For the column header, the background, we should change it to this one. And this one should be changed to this. So we can just open it up here. So we're going to have to bring it down a little bit and make sure it fits in here. So by all means, we're going to have a scroll. This particular scroll is not a problem. It's okay. So let us go over to here, size and style, and turn off this one. So can you see how it looks now? So are we done? Not 100% done. Bring it down a little bit. So what we want to have now is title for our table. So we can even bring it up here. Can we have title? Let me find out if we can have title and subtitle. We have title here. We have subtitle. Yes, of course. So the title of this table should be bundle. I think it's bundles details. So once we have done that now, we change the color. Then we go over to subtitle, open it up and give more detailed explanation about the table. So this will help people to understand what your insights are or what analysis is. So we select a very calm color. I love making this one italic. I don't know why. I'm just used to it. So can you see what we have now? much more better. So let's go over to this particular page here. So once we are here, we can bring up this. In fact, everything at the top here should be taken. Just highlight. Ctrl-C to copy. Over here, Ctrl-V to paste. And don't sync. Let's go over to this particular page. We're going to paste it over here. And we use don't sync as well. So we come back over here now. So we have this. So I'm going to click on this one and this one. Okay, do I need to? No, not at all. So over here now, we are going to work on this particular part. So all we have to do is just to go over here and click on this one and bring it all the way down this way. Can you see? Very simple. You adjust, you come back, you adjust again, go export, and double click on this one. We just replace the second background. Just this one. So we go back here and we have to bring it, remove this one, and we'll bring it up again. So can you see how it looks now? So this is what we have right here, right now. So what you can do right now is to make sure this particular part here, we have this one in dollars. No, that is a big mistake. Let us go to our net revenue. We are actually analyzing data for Africa, specifically Nigeria. So we have to search for net revenue. So click on it and make sure you go over to currency. So here, this particular currency here, and you search for where you have the Naira sign. So every country's dollar, sorry, I said dollars. Every country's, number formattings are all here. Just take your time to find it. So if you look at it now, I've just selected the right one and it's coming up right now. It has been fixed for me. So what I'm going to do right now, I don't want to have this particular horizontal one here. So all I have to do is to make it local total customers. I'm going to change that to customers. So you can select here and let's see. Can you see? It has fixed that for us. You understand? So the next thing you can add to this particular part right now is adding formatting. And over here now we have some decimal numbers. So click over here and make sure you take this off and put 0 and hit your enter key. This is a complete Power BI project that will teach you everything you need to know. Just take your time to learn this, please. It's going to help you. All right, once you have done this now, the next thing you have to do, if you want to actually format this properly, let's take off this one, click any of the tables, then it's gone. So we have to come down to cell element here. On that cell element, I'm going to show you just maybe one. We can actually try to go over to here. So look what I've done. Over series, select reversal leakage here. So we just have to put here data bus. This is how it looks. So click over here to select what's going to actually match it. So click over here and I can select anything from here. Click over here. So not fit into it. Select what is actually going to give us much more this thing. Let's go with something like this, for example. Select that. That is good. But the problem is our text are affected. So we want to select a particular color that will not affect the text we have. So which means we have to select something a bit darker. So let's go with this one here. So can you see it now? If you want that is good. So you select for this revenue here. So select this one, select this. Quickly, we choose the same exact color. I don't know, we chose this one, right? Can you see it now? So you do this for every part of it over here. So you just have to individually select whichever one you want to change. All right, if you look at it, we have all of this right in here, and over here, I'm using something reddish because they are what does not give us something that we want. So they are negative. So I have to use the same exact color right in here. Reversal leakage simply means the money will refunded back to customers. So we just have to go ahead and click on this one again and go down straight up to this particular part and select this one and change the color to match the story we are telling. So let's do this. Can you see it now? Beautiful. So those particular bars are not there for fancy. It is actually saying something. You understand? So can you see? So what can we do to this particular one here? On this one, we just have a table. We can't copy this particular table right in here. We can't copy the formatting we have right here for this particular one. We have to leave it the way it is and do a different formatting here because it's a different table from this one. This one has to do with ordinary table while this one is a matrix. So we might not be able to affect it the way we are thinking. If you still remembered what we ought to have done that could not be done because of Claude credit got finished, I believe it's back now. Let us go back to this particular page one here. And we'll take a screenshot of this line chart here. Before I take a screenshot, I might want to emphasize it with a highlight. This particular part should be well emphasized. You understand? So now I'm going to take a screenshot of it. So with a screenshot now, we can take it to Claude. Just take up this particular part. So paste it right inside Claude. And let us think of what we can say to Claude. If you look at the screenshot I shared with you, you can see we have a blank as part of the data in the line chart. So we want to know what is the percentage of the blank against the total value on the chart. So we want to actually use this to make decision. Maybe some transaction did not have some kind of transaction that been recorded. So we want to actually use it to actually make decision. That is what we want. Again, I want you to actually create a measure that combine the blank percentage with the highest month and the lowest month. You understand? So which is going to be an insight that is being shown under the line chart that shows the highest month, lowest month, and what is the contribution, in the overall, values. So just try to make sense with this and create a measure and have the measure inside the insights folder for me. Go ahead and create. So evaluate my Power BI, model and do this with my data. So this is exactly what you can do. Just come up with any way to actually have this done. You have just gotten the head up right now. So think of any way you can actually use to actually get this done. So you might not be able to copy my prompt because of how huge it is. So you already have the idea. So use that particular idea to record what you can actually use to get it created. So as it is working on this particular one, let us go back to Power BI. So we are back right here in Power BI. We have to click on this right now. So we're going to be working with this particular one. This time around, we have to quickly go all the way back to here. But before we go back there, what we can do right now is just to take a screenshot of this one and take it to Power BI and actually create the background for it. Can you see it now? Then we go over here. We just have to duplicate this particular one. Now we paste this one in here. So once pasted, I'm going to send this one to back. Send to back. So we don't need any KPIs this time around. We're going to take off the KPIs. Gone. This particular one, I don't want to keep it. Okay, I want to keep it. But now I'm going to just make sure I move this one up like this, while this particular one is coming down. And this particular one is going to be resized like this, and resized to the top like this, while this one is being, aligned with it. So something as simple as this is what we truly need right now. So once we have gotten what we needed, the next thing we have to do is to take off what we brought in, which is this one, have it deleted. Then go ahead and actually take a screenshot of this. Sorry, export this out rather. So export PNG. So this is going to be B3. This is the last one we're going to be creating. B3. So save it. Just this one. Let us head up back to Power BI environment. We are here. We click on this. And we always try to turn this to what? To 0%. That is all we have to do. So we click over here. We just do this. Okay, we have this now. We have to work on this particular one for the first time. We come over here, we turn off this one. We go with this. So we go over to the value area. I think we already have this particular color, which is this particular color here that we can use. We go to the alternate color, which is the same exact color. So once we have done that now, for the text, I'm going to use a brighter color, which is this white. So for the alternate, I'm going to choose this one. This will help you to read it well. So once we have done this now, the next thing we have to do is to go over to the header here, if you have it. So if you have row grand total, which we have, you have to actually go ahead and actually, add it as well. So all those particular changes are very important. I want to use a very brighter color. So we have something like this. So you might want to change it to make sure it's on focus. So we have a different color on it right now. It's on focus. Okay, now we have gotten this done here. This is what we have right now. So what we can do right away is just going to be going over here, minimize it, or we can keep it the way it is. You get it right now. So we just have to go over to the title here. Let's go over to here and just say customer base, right? Customer base, we change the color. So subtitle, click on it. And over here, we're going to actually add paid versus what? Postpaid. So we choose a very nice color for it. I love italic, you know that? The color is too bright. Good. So we have something like this. So this is percentage share. Let me show you what I'm going to do to this one now. I'll come down to here, go over to this particular part where it says cell element. So for the percentage share, I can decide to use background on this, right? And that's what I can do, I can decide to use font color on this. You understand? So font color help me emphasize this a lot. You get it now. So the brighter one shows where we have high values. So you can decide to change it to any color of your choice that you want to actually use. So let's say we want to go over to something greenish, click over more and come over here and aim at this particular part. Let's go with this particular portion and make sure you copy this. If you like it, you can actually use it for the other one. Can you see it now? So we can just do under percentage share of trans, color, click over here and you choose the same exact color. Already you have it, you paste it over here and we click on OK. Can you see it now? So for the rest, you just have to do transaction you do data bars for it. So for data bars now, you have to select the color that will suit what you want. So we're gonna go for this particular, color here. You get it now. So we select for revenue. So for revenue, we choose data bars here. So we click over here now. If you have negative value, you can select for red. If you have negative value, so we choose this particular one for it. And my negative value might want to go for this. But for the time being, we don't have it though. We don't have it. So we can just use that as a precaution. So can you see what we have right now? Can you see what we have right now? So you can decide to actually sort revenue by clicking on that revenue here. It's going to be sorted for you automatically from lowest to the highest. It will be sorted. You see that? So this is exactly what you need to actually know. Okay, the next thing now is coming over here to add our insight. Let's go over quickly to here and we take off this. So we have different pages here. We have the insight page. So let's go over to Claude, see if Claude has completed what we wanted. Okay, that is good. So now revenue insight, dynamic insight, and dynamic recommendation. Let's click on this one here. So I'm going to select this one and see what it is that I have. So this is what we can actually use for the other page. So I'm trying to look at where it talks about the blank. That is our main focus. Okay, this is the blank here. So undated blank, my goodness, we have to just, can you see me clapping? So Claude has done something good here. I'm going to cut it off and take it up to this particular part here. So we have to paste it right in here, but it's a lot. What can we do with this? It's something very simple. We're going to change this one from this particular kind of to a table. So it makes it look a little bit lesser. So this one now can fit into here without an issue. Can you see now? So what we can do now is to minimize it. So click over here and take this up so we can actually go ahead and just pull up to this level, make it this way. You get it right now. So we're going to have a scroll on it. So what we can do now is to come over to here, go over to here, and no anything like this. So we go over to this particular part now. We go over to border. So we select something that will look better on it. If you want to make it separate, a separator, you select a darker one that separates revenue trend insight. Can you see it now? So we just have to click on this one now, and let's go over here and go over to month. Then we have to select everything and select this particular blank here. So this gives us something much more better than what we have before. So on this particular one, we want to increase the value. So click over values here. And over here, let us put this one 12. So this is more popped. So whoever wants to take a look at this can actually expand it and take a look at what is going on right here. So over here, it says peak is May with 720,000, 15% of collection. Low is January with 282,000, 6%. So May collect 2.6 times what January does. So over here, it says on date head is actually 158,000. That is 3% minus 3% of total revenue belongs to transaction with no record, no recorded date. So it cannot be, placed on the trend. So decision here is, this is small but avoidable tracking gap. So it's just giving you some kind of smart decision. So this is dynamic now. When the date is being fixed, this particular part here will be removed or will be blank, and that thing will actually come up to actually give us a different decision entirely. That was why I said it should be dynamic. Can you see that particular part right now? So I'm going to copy this particular one exactly and take it up to this particular part right in here and paste it down. So once I have it pasted down, I'm going to just keep it somewhere around here, expand it a little bit. And this time around, I have to go over here and take off this one and bring it in here, right? So copy and paste it. Then move the pasted one down here. Remove this one, go to recommendation. So you have this here. So just have to adjust it. Make sure it sits right here. So once you have done this now, the next thing I'm going to do is just to actually get rid of this particular ones I've already created. So copy and paste it. Then move this over here, like this. So here is going to be so can you see what I've gotten now? This is exactly what I have right in here. So successfully we have this. So here is going to be page 3. Here is going to be our page 2. So then we have our page 1. So can you see successful dashboard that we have created using Claude and as well using our human brain? This is what you can do to actually create something better. So how about this? If you have watched to this particular end, you are loyal. And being loyal simply shows that you want to learn from me. And I have actually taught you something right now. So what are you supposed to do? Just say thank you in the comment section. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification for more content just like this.